Hello and welcome to Efficient Strategy Gaming. Today, I'd like to go over the commander selection screen in Panzer Corps 2. So it's been about a month since Panzer Corps 2 has come out, and I've done a lot of playthroughs and watching a lot of videos, and I've gotten a lot of feedbacks from you guys about how to set up your commander. And I have to say that I would not set it up too differently. I took perimeter control instead of flexible command. I just have not been using flexible command at all in my YouTube playthrough. So if you watch my YouTube campaign, I'm at Rostov at this point, and I haven't used flexible command once. And it allows you to split units, so you can split and merge any number of times in a single turn, and splitting does not consume unit slots. So if you've been following me, you know that I like to max out my unit core slots because this gives me the most firepower, HP, and ability to win the game. So I basically changed from that to perimeter control, friendly unit in a hex cancels enemy zone of control in that hex. So what that means is you're able to move freer. So if you have a unit that is adjacent to an enemy unit, a friendly unit can move through your unit, which helps you to make encirclements faster and things like that. I tried doing this on an off-screen playthrough, and I pretty much got the same results. So I used more Stukas, and I actually used a Stug as well, and less infantry, and no strategic bombers, but with perimeter control, and still achieved basically the same results. It didn't change anything up that much, and I'm already to Rostov. I've got about 1100 prestige in the bank. So I'm feeling pretty good. I don't feel that any of these weaknesses have affected me at all. I'm still using a green army and retrograde, so I'm still upgrading only 3 units a scenario, and I'm 6 months behind on all my upgrades, and everything seems to be fine. I've noticed that in Panzer Corps 1, after a certain point, you were able to use paratroopers like every scenario, whereas the air transports are not available in Panzer Corps 2 for every scenario. So I feel a little bit torn about paratroopers, and I feel like you'd have to, for certain scenarios, just put them in your reserve. So they don't seem as good in Panzer Corps 2, and that's because of the fact that there's no major and minor victory anymore as well, and the bonuses to basically completing the scenarios ahead of time are not as great as they were in Panzer Corps 1. Getting minor victories could break you, and you basically wouldn't be able to progress the game in Panzer Corps 1, whereas in Panzer Corps 2, if you're 1 or 2 turns behind, it's probably only a difference of a few hundred prestige points. So it's not going to really break your whole game. And so I really appreciate that, actually playing on Generalismus mode and playing blind. I'm not having problems as of yet. And so yeah, tell me what you guys feel about the commander selection screen. I've had a lot of feedback, like absolutely don't do green army, always play with elite units, things like that. And I guess my rebuttal to that argument is that it's all about playstyle. If your playstyle suits a green army and not eliting and overstrengthening your units, then you can do that. Or if your playstyle suits eliting your units, overstrengthening your units, then you're probably used to that and you'll play better that way. For me, using a green army and not overstrengthening my units works the best. It was the only way that I was able to achieve the USA West Coast victory in Panzer Corps 1. I was unable to do it any other way. And that doesn't mean that it's not possible. It just means that for whatever reason, my playstyle does not suit leading units. My playstyle suits aggressive, uh, basically running down the battlefield full speed as fast as you can, making bold moves, taking a lot of damage, and then refilling your army up with cheap green units. And I know other people are more careful. I just can't play careful in this game. Um, Time is the number one factor, I feel like, uh, in these World War II offensives. And as time progresses, weather gets worse. Your enemy gets more time to strengthen, and the faster you strike, the faster you're able to capture your objectives, the better chance that you have at victory. Um, so that's just the way I've always played these games. So take it as that. So tell me what your guys' best commander selection is. What do you guys use? Has anyone tried this out? Have you guys had much success with this? Or you can't succeed using this Green Army playstyle at all? Is there anything that I missed? Is there something on this strength side that's way better and just like very OP? You know, I've played a few playthroughs, but I haven't played, like 30 or 40 playthroughs. I haven't played every scenario. I just don't have the time to do that. So please leave a like and subscribe if you enjoy this type of content. Consider supporting me on Patreon, and I'll see you on the next one.